How we doing? Feeling a little bit better. Managed to get all my daily doings done by, it's not even 11:30, but everyone's sorted out, doing their bits. I was going out for a walk, fed. Like everyone, I mean, wife, kids, dog, me. Even time to feed myself today. Insanity. No. Got about 4 hours. About 6 or 7 yesterday. We split the two that I actually got on sleepy time. We could say, in fairness, I got reasonable amounts of sleep. We're going in the right direction. I don't feel quite as dead yet. But rendering and currently disconnecting everything from Belial. I'm having a late, not late start, I've already done everything, but I want to get everything done early, everything mission critical done early, because yesterday, Belial, my PC, wouldn't post. It would just sit. Instead of coming up with the Aorus BIOS doobry, it was just nothing. It did nothing. It would come up with like black screen and then like a little dash in the top corner. It was looking to, but it was like, I guess it's just the part where it's running a check. And sometimes when that happens, it's just hung because of like a USB device is doing something. But it was just one of those, what in the name of all things unholy is going on with my hardware that just makes it not work? I stayed up a bit later last night after I pulled myself out of my pit to sort some bits out last night. That's when Belial just went no. And so I just want to kind of go over the idea that, because I do often get told by my mates, hey yo, how come I can build a PC and it lasts for 6 years and you break hardware like every 15 minutes? It's not like I'm abusing it, like jamming screwdrivers in it, pouring water into it, that kind of stuff. But use cases really have to be taken into consideration. Since unplugging all of the USB devices, it seems to have, it posts again, it's running, it's doing its thing. That's why I'm rendering and getting everything done now. But I want to keep check of it just to be sure. Because I've only had it running stable for 9 months and 2 years. Ish. It's not entirely accurate, but just since putting the 3080 in it, it's been stable. I'd like to keep it that way. I don't know what USB device was fluffed, if any. That's what we're going to be checking on today. But use cases. Not gonna lie, that was a tad concerning. Was it gonna boot? Just as a note, it is a gorgeous night. Love the sound of rain. And Doggo has got a fantastic groove going on right now. I think I'm gonna follow suit soon and actually get some sleep, because my fizz starting to run out partway through the day from a good night's sleep. Good night's sleep. Better night's sleep than normal. I got distracted. My day got a bit derailed. But yeah, the trick is with PCs, it's still right. Belial still takes a little while to post, like count to 5. Yeah, not ideal. But then, I don't know, could be results of different firmware updates I've had to do on the board, BIOS updates I've had to do on the board to get things running and to get the Windows 11 update going, although I haven't installed it, and any number of other things, all the different drives I've got hooked up to it, all the different expansion cards I've got hooked up to it. Basically what's happening is, from what I can tell, when I first got Belial built, when it was Doomslayer, back in 2020, if I had a high power requirement device, it wouldn't post. And that fan wouldn't come on, the light wouldn't come on until you pulled the high power requirement USB device, like a hard drive or certain capture cards or whatever, anything that requires like a few amps off the USB, gone, right? So that's that. But what's going on there is it spins up, the light comes on, and then all of the different USB devices kick on, and it's checking. And I looked this morning and was like, what is going on? So I unplugged everything. I said I unplugged everything, and I've literally only plugged in a handful of other bits. I've plugged in a hub this in the back of my monitor. I've plugged in my audio interface. Mouse and keyboard, they have to be there. For some reason, input, output, like why? And Vive, HTC Vive box that you hook your Vive into to do the VR stuff and that. The Vive isn't hooked up, but the box for it is. Is there anything else plugged in? I don't know. But I ain't gonna lie, man. There was stuff hooked into that machine that I had no idea what it was even for. I had all of my full body trackery dongles hooked up for VR, and I've not used my trackers in months. So I was just like, look, just cut everything out. And just something as simple as this can be enough to cause a machine to hang if it's plugged in. Because this is like a multi card USB reader. And it'll just see these as multiple drives and go, hang on, is there anything here with a dodgy partition? And then it'll go, oh, what do I do? And then kind of freak because it sees it on USB because it's checking USB before it does anything else. Sometimes just pulling, if a machine hangs, just pulling something like this could get things to run. This could have been what was causing my machine to hang early hours of this morning last night, but I can't be sure. It's booted many a time. The funny thing is nothing changed from the moment that I turned the machine off to the moment I turned it back on last night and it didn't post. I was like, what's going on? But I've also been told there's going to be some dodgy stuff going on in the UK, or potentially dodgy stuff going on in the UK over the coming months. So Belial might get retired for a bit anyway. So I want to get as much stuff off Belial as possible. And then, but I'll go into that tomorrow. Potential big power cuts. Man, so many ports, so many connections, so many devices being hooked into these machines. Look, I come from a day when like your machine had like 2 USB ports on or something, and like a serial port and a I'm not even gonna bother. Like, I still remember one of my first main PCs, beige box PCs with Windows on it, right? Windows 95. You didn't put anything else in that machine. You just you'd hook up a printer, a modem, and like if you plugged in USB, it would blue screen. Oh, bless the days of Windows 95 and Windows 98. I'm an old man, right? You don't hook up a bajillion devices, but now you need to. And these computers every time you plug more stuff in, but. And then you're like, I've run out of ports, so I'm going to put in like 6 different expansion cards. And this is like, oh my God. It's a wonder how anything even works anymore. Like the power draw on USB alone must be like, no wonder the grid's failing. But, right, use cases. I get ribbed by my mates all the time about how my hardware fails quite regularly. You know, oh man, Ram does it to me all the time. If he doesn't make an early 2000s PC gamer joke that is completely redundant now, because Ram's not with the times, right? It's like, oh mate, AMD, that's like a space heater. That's what you get for buying AMD. It's like, oh, fuck off, Ram. And as I say, like he says that, oh mate, you know, I built a PC a decade ago and that's still working fine, and you burn through PCs every couple of years or so. I was like, yeah, I do. I completely murder PCs, like at least components in PCs. Yes, it would be the same. This is what I'm getting at, use cases. It would be the same as me and some of my mates buying cars, right? We all buy the exact same car, exact same spec, and they'll drive their car for some casual motorway miles like every day. You know, pretty easy, sticking to the speed limit, no problem. Couple hours every day. And then, I don't know, I take my car to a track and I literally floor the damn thing, redline it, pistons bursting through the bonnet, screaming that engine into the ground, just running it into the floor as hard as you possibly can. You know, as hot, as hard, as fast as you can. Starting to sound like a dodgy ass porno, but you just you drive it into the ground. Yeah? That's my use case. Some of my mates sit there and they're like, oh, but I'm playing this, I'm playing, my PC's on all the time, I'm playing some games and I'm doing this and I'm doing that. Dude, seriously? Sitting there like browsing Pornhub and YouTube and listening to tunes on Spotify, you're probably barely pushing your PC past 5%. I think I was watching videos like on here today and it was pushing nothing. Like nothing. I fired up, I know it's not a particularly intense game, but I was running Final Fantasy VII Remake. So I was showing a friend, I was like, look, my machine gets hammered. My usual workload, and I showed like all proc, all cores pinned 100%. I was like, and it'll be like this for a good 6 hours. Right? Every fucking day. Not always 6 hours, sometimes less, sometimes more, but it's fucking screaming. And I was like, here's what most of my mates are doing. And I just picked a random game that I had installed. I know that there are other games that will completely spank a PC, ramp up that proc, spank that GPU, right? But just in this case, I was like, here you go. It's on 4K, 120 FPS, all the bells and whistles turned on, HDR, all that kind of stuff. Oh, look, 30%. 30%. Nothing. Right? And I go, and hey, look, most people aren't even running 4K monitors. I'm not. I have a 4K monitor next to me, but still, okay, let's put it down to more reasonable settings. I'll put it to the highest settings we can have graphically, but the resolution will bump down to 1080p. That's the average gaming monitor. I know that most of my mates only have 1080p monitors, so I set to like roughly where their machines would be or where their setups would be. Oh look, hey, 15%. 15%. Oh, my PC lasts forever. Yeah, because you barely fucking use it. It's doing nothing. It's practically fucking idling, guys. No wonder it fucking lasts forever. Well, my machine lasts for years. I fucking wonder why. The amount of headroom you've got is insanity. Some of my mates do audio production too. I was like, you ain't pushing them machines anywhere near where you think you are, but whatever. I get dogged on all the time. Oh, you're causing graphics cards to fail. Yeah, because I'm fucking driving them into the ground for hours and hours and hours every day, not just some casual fucking gaming. You know, I mean, I was actually quite impressed today. I got the new OBS 28.11 latest version where they've tweaked the NVIDIA encoder, right? And it's been done in just such a way that if you max out that encoder at 1080-60, 40% on the GPU. Like, fucking no questions asked, hardly anything going on. It just spanks the GPU. Beautiful. Just doing that is more work than what most of my mates put their PCs through for fucking forever. It's like, you guys can't compare how your machines hold up versus mine because the workload is completely different. Completely different. I mean, even streaming and playing Final Fantasy, I know, Final Fantasy isn't a particularly heavy game. You playing those games, or like say Genshin Impact or Valorant or League or something like that, right? We're not talking cyberpunk here. They're not playing Cyberpunk every hour of the goddamn day, maxed out with ray tracing and all that kind of crap. But like, even playing those games and streaming it, there's still headroom compared to my usual daily workload. So of course, my machine's hardware is going to tank faster. But yeah, I'm pretty chuffed. I'm pretty chuffed. Bilal is still working, but given the chaos that could be happening in the UK because of, I don't know, profiteering wank stains, or fearmongering wank stains, I can't be too sure which yet, I'm probably going to be moving over to the Legion 5. By the way, that Legion 5, phenomenal performance for the money, and I can run it into the ground. It's a game my lot play too, have done for years, since the Pentium 4 days, right? And does anyone remember the Pentium D? No, because you weren't born then, were you? Most of you weren't born then. Oh my God, you poor souls. There used to be a time when Wi-Fi and what's that other thing called? Netflix, that didn't exist. No, music streaming didn't exist. You know, we used to use the phone line to actually connect to the internet back then, to dial into other people's computers. Mental. Don't worry, you missed it. But we used to play a game called Can You Hang It? And that was where we would get the best hardware available that we could get our grubby little hands on, at least, the best hardware available to us, and see if we could thrash that machine to the point that it would, like, lock. You know, without, like, no synthetic benchmarks or whatever, like, no Furmark, no running, like, Time Spy in a bajillion instances to see if you can get the machine to lock up or whatever, just general workloads. Can you hang it? And for me, the answer has always been, fuck yes. And I'm pretty sure I could get any machine to shit the bed with my workloads at times. Even if I had a more powerful machine now, it would just do the job quicker. That's it. I would still max it out. It would just do the job quicker. I would still burn through the hardware in a heartbeat. Because every single day I would have my foot hard pinned to the floor and it would be screaming. Right? Okay, a lot of other people wouldn't. I'm sure there are other people out there with more intense workloads than me. But just you can't compare lifespans of PCs based on the fact, oh mate, it's a PC. I've got one, you've got one, mine lasts longer. Why do you have so much trouble? Well, duh, because I do completely different things. But so when you see people doing like hardcore video and audio work and 3D rendering and all that kind of stuff, they tend to go through hardware more. They tend to suffer hardware failures more because they're pushing it more. They're running it more. They're pushing their machines to the thermal limits every single day. You know, they are proper thrashing these rigs to their limits every single day. And when you do that, wear and tear builds up. It's not going to happen if you're just trying to go, oh mate, I'm going to play me some WoW, or WoW, like that, no. Or I'm going to play me some COD, or I'm going to play some insert random, I'm going to play some Thief 2. My machine's lasting for 1 million years. Good on you. But yeah, potentially just a duffer USB on Belial yesterday. Weird though, because as I say, it was booting up fine with it before, but frankly, at the moment, I'm not concerned. As long as it boots, cool. Nothing else seems to be particularly wrong with it. I can still spank the shit out of it and it still does the job. Nothing seems to be going particularly. And with, as I say, the flake going on in my country soon, and I don't have any uninterruptible power supplies, battery backups for Belial, I might just take all of the bits off of Belial and off some of my drives and then pop them on my servers and then shut everything down. And then on the off chance, I'll be running on a laptop with a battery which effectively acts as a UPS. But I'll go into that tomorrow. So I'm going to go to bed. Hope you're well, and I'll see you all with a bit of luck tomorrow. Did that make sense to anyone? Because saying that to some of my mates, like, well, what do you mean? What do you mean me playing my game every night for 20 minutes isn't the same? It's like, because it just fucking isn't. Just fucking isn't. See. Just tried hooking up my card reader just to see. I probably won't do it because I don't have it set up the way I normally do, and plus all the other stuff I've pulled out the back of it will probably help, but boop. Everything's coming on. Could it be? Ah, see? Look. That's it. Look. Yuck. Hang on. Watch. Poof. Do it! Don't be a bitch! I did it! Fuck yeah! Did it. First try. Predictable. I was really worried then. Now do I try it again with that thing hooked up? Ooh. I don't know. By the way, don't do that. Don't hot pull things. Just don't hot pull things. Just don't pull things, alright?